Okay, hi Ambassador Hooks. I would like to start by introducing ourselves. My name is Margaret Gritch,
And I'm Lauren Linguido.
and we are members of a student organization called Students for Peace and International Development here at DePaul University in Chicago, Illinois.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise,
Thank you.
thank you. Professor, we would like to ask you a few questions in light of the current situation in Haiti. Since you were stationed in Haiti for a couple years, we feel that you're properly equipped and well informed, much more than many people are, especially students. So we'd like to ask you a few questions if you would be willing to answer them.
With pleasure.
Thank you, Ambassador. We're going to start by asking if you could briefly describe the general situation, more specifically the economic and social situation in Haiti today.
Very good, thank you. To put Haiti into perspective, this is one of the poorest countries in the world. Generally on the UN list, it's number 2 from the bottom, just above Niger. And what does that mean for Haiti? It means that it has very, very limited infrastructure. It has limited hospitals, limited medical care, limited ambulance service, limited medical personnel, and a very, very poor population. It's also one of the most densely populated countries in the world. It has a population slightly over 9 million in an area about the size of the state of Maryland, about 10,000 square miles. Furthermore, in Haiti, housing codes either do not exist or have not been applied very well. People, because they are poor, tend to build with whatever materials they can find, and as they can find the means to acquire those materials. As a result, many buildings there are would not meet any regular housing code. As a result, when you have an earthquake, which is as powerful as this one was, located so close to a densely populated urban center, the results are catastrophic. Haiti is, because of limited housing and a dense population, many more people live in a house than would normally be the case in the United States. So as a result, when it collapses, there are far more victims. And I think one of the things that the world in general is so concerned about is that the death toll here is going to be startling when the final count is in. And that's one of the reasons I think the world is rushing to try to be of assistance, because of the government's own very limited means in dealing with such a massive humanitarian disaster.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Our second question, Ambassador. As you know, yesterday the U.S. government pledged $100 million to Haiti. Other organizations are also pledging similar support. However, what would you project would be the short-term and long-term effects of this crisis on Haiti?
I think, besides the very obvious fact that the capital city itself has been so severely devastated in terms of housing, we find now there are hundreds of thousands of people with no homes. There are a government with limited capacity to function now suddenly finds itself without buildings to work in. We see the National Palace is destroyed, where the president lives. I've not seen a picture of the National Assembly building, but I did see a reference to it that it also has been destroyed. Many ministries have been destroyed. So as a result, the government's ability to function now is going to be even further constrained. And I think in this crisis, we're going to see that the rest of the world is going to have to provide a really helping hand to try to help get the government beyond this crisis in terms of meeting the urgent needs of first aid and medical care. But it also has a tremendous psychological impact on people. You can imagine people are going to be suffering from having lost close family members, themselves having survived a very tragic situation like this. And I think the first need, therefore, is the basic needs of medical care, food, and water. Now, Haiti is very fortunate that the climate there is very benign. It is not cold, and we're not in hurricane season. So as a result, people are not suffering from exposure at night as they would be in Chicago, let's say. So that is on the plus side. But I think the most urgent needs are medical care, food, and water. One thing on the pledging, I would say, I think the pledging is very, very good. I see a number of countries, including countries in Europe, are offering help. But we have to bear in mind that pledges have to be carried through. In other words, that assistance has to be delivered. It has to be delivered in a very timely way. It has to be in a way that can be absorbed by the population on the ground.
Okay. Thank you. And lastly, we would like to ask you how important it is to supply the schools and the schooling system and supply them with the basic necessities in terms of the long-term goal in Haiti, in order for Haiti and the Haitian population to get back on its feet.
I think there are two key points here that we have to make. The first is when families have very limited budgets to begin with, and then those budgets are further constrained by the loss sometimes of a parent that has been working, by the fact that homes have been destroyed, that they're trying to basically do whatever funds are available to meet with the very basic necessities of life, that any assistance from the outside is therefore critically important. Secondly, there's going to be an urgent psychological need to get back to a normal existence. And one of the first signs of a normal existence is for children to be back in school. As long as they're out of school, this is an indication that things are not functioning very well. Now, we know many children in Haiti don't go to school, but for those that do, this is important to get them back into school, to get them focused on learning and education and getting on with their lives. And therefore, anything that can be given to them to assist them in that respect, whether it's books, notebooks, pens, papers, the very basic necessities, I think will help to contribute enormously to giving a focus to their lives and helping Haiti to move back into some sort of semblance of normality.
Thank you for that answer.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ambassador Hooks, for your time and for your responses. This information will be very important to students here at DePaul, as well as across the country and many others. Thank you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, and I look forward to seeing how your efforts to help Haiti evolve.
Thank you. And lastly, I'd like to conclude by thanking also Dorian Pliszka in preparation for this interview, and thank you for once again taking the time and effort to speak with us.
My pleasure.
Thank you.